What is up, everyone? How's it going? Welcome to another live stream. No longer sick. Holy crap, I feel bad for a lot of people getting sick this year. Hopefully, everyone is staying healthy and everyone is doing good so far. We are almost in already. 2025 is flying by. But what is up, everyone? Hope everyone is doing good. I had like some sort of stomach bug, man. I had a fever for like 2 days, and then I had a headache that was really bad for like 4 or 5 days because I didn't drink coffee or anything like that while I was sick. And I actually still haven't had coffee since I was sick. So I'm about a week and a half without coffee right now, and I think I'm gonna try to stay with it. We'll see. I went a whole month without caffeine before, and I felt great. I just love the smell of coffee, and I love the taste of coffee. But I just haven't had it for like the last week and a half. So I had some sort of stomach bug, headaches, a little bit of a fever, and yeah, I was going to the bathroom like every 10 minutes. So any sort of like thing that I wanted to install and I wanted to do, I was just like, am I going to like crap my pants? I didn't want to do it. So we are back. We are all good. Drone, what is up, man? A member over here on the channel. Thank you so much for the support. Hope everyone is doing good, man. Ray's up in here. Noah's in here. Sam, how's it going? Julio, Kryptonite, what's up? Aviation, how's it going? Noah, Steve, and Mr. Sanjeev, how's it going, everybody? What is up? So if you guys are new to these live streams, basically we go for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. Depends on how the comment section is. Yeah, whatever questions you guys have, I'll just throw them up like this onto the screen, and you guys can see them right here, and I will do the best of my ability to answer any of the questions. It could be about anything. It could be life. It could be cars. It could be food. It could be whatever you guys want to talk about. These live streams are basically for me to chat with my audience in just a real world kind of a thing. So, hey, John, big question or a question. Do you think that they will add any sort of bigger wireless chargers to these vehicles? Something that is bigger, for phone examples, like a 16 Pro Max or Samsung Galaxy S28. So I have no clue how big the Samsung ones are. I have a 14 Pro, which is the same size pretty much as the new 16s. So mine works in the wireless chargers on all my vehicles, especially the 4Runner and the Tacoma. It actually works pretty well on those. So I don't see them making them any bigger. Hopefully they make them better, but I don't see them getting any bigger. Ryan, what is up, man? How's it going? Yeah, I appreciate the conversations that we had while I was on the toilet. The wheels are here for the 4Runner. Tires are here too, and I may be getting suspension soon. So I know that you guys are probably doing a lot before the save show. But if you guys want to get your hands on the 4Runner, let me know, and I can bring hopefully that stuff up next week. Still waiting for the suspension and everything to come in. I'm not 100% dialed on that suspension since we are going a little bit smaller of tires right now. But I don't know how it's going to look. Hopefully it looks good. John, how's it going, man? What is up? Welcome to the chat. KGD, how's it going too? Josh is in here as well. What is up? What is up? What is up? Hope everyone is doing freaking good, man. Noah says, hey, John, we're happy that you're feeling better. How do you like the new 4Runner so far? Why'd you get a ticket? So I got a ticket for a no U-turn. It was absolute bullcrap, man. There's no one out there, no one on the street, and I just did a U-turn to get across to a gas station, and cop pulled me over, and I was cooperating and everything with him. His name was Chad. I guess Chads and Karens are really making a name for themselves right now. Totally cooperating and everything, was super nice. Yes, sir, here's this, here's that. Cool. He's like, he even said, well, you're cooperating pretty well. Gave me a ticket. I just paid it. It was $150, and you had to pay a $15 convenience to do it online. Or I could have showed up there. I ain't driving back to freaking Albany, Louisiana. It was ridiculous. It's whatever. Should have saw a sign, but they're freaking crappy roads in Louisiana are always under construction anyway, so it's whatever. There's potentially a case there that I could have pleaded that I didn't see a sign because of all the freaking road construction signs that they had, but I don't even care. The dude's a dick. He's doing his job, but like at the same time, I mean, come on, dude. Steve says, hey, John, does the new 6th Gen 4Runner use the same type of oil filter element as the 5th Gen? I highly doubt it. It's a completely different engine unless somehow they did that. I personally don't know what type of oil filter the 5th Gen has. Every single one that I've done with it, just for time and stuff that I have going on, I just drop it off at the dealership real fast. So I know how to change my own oil. I've changed it for years on our quads, dirt bikes, all that stuff back in the past. It's just my time right now to just bring it into the garage, drop all the oil, buy the oil, go back to the parts store, drop off the oil to recycle it properly instead of just throwing it in the trash bin and stuff. It's not worth my time. So I just drop the vehicles off at the dealership. We go do shopping or whatever we have to do in the area. And then I just pick it right back up. So, and plus too, sometimes at the dealerships, for me at least, I do it whenever I get coupons in the mail or whatever. And like, it's pretty dang close to where if I was to just buy the oil myself and do all the work myself. It's like maybe a difference of $20 to just have the dealership do it. But yeah, so I don't know though if it is the same exact filter as the 5th Gen 4Runner. You want to come by soon? I need to inspect it and the Switch Pro stuff. I may, Ryan. I'm not 100% sure about this week. I am selling the Tacoma hopefully Thursday. The dude's check from his bank just should have landed at Toyota Financial today. So hopefully the Tacoma gets paid off tomorrow, and then him and I can do the stuff on Thursday. So maybe Friday I could swing by, but I was really hoping to swing by when I had the suspension stuff too, unless you guys don't even have time to do that. So, but I could bring it up, and we could at least measure some of the stuff on the new 4Runner for you guys for all that. King, how's it going, man? Welcome to the live stream, everyone. How's it going? Hope everyone so far is having a great week. I'm feeling better. I don't like getting sick. I hardly ever get sick, man. Last time I was sick, it was whenever COVID was a thing, like 3-4 years ago, I think now. I don't ever really get sick. And honestly, like this sickness for me, it was really just 2 days-ish of a fever, like on and off. But then the stomach bug just got me, man. It just really, really got me. New 4Runner is doing good so far. Got mods piling up for it as well, which is awesome. I will be at the Save show in Florida. It's kind of like our own little overland show that we have there, and it will be in Nitto's booth. So if you guys are at the Save Expo, it'll be in Nitto's booth. I wanted it to be in Yota Mafia's booth. That was the plan until Nitto said, hey, are you still going to Save? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, okay, well, we did confirm it. So do you still want to be in our booth? And I was like, yeah, I'll do that. Because when I was at the Cletus and Cars, the 24 Hours of Les Mullets down in Bradenton, Nitto had asked me, because they invited me out to do that, to watch the show, which was super sick. So much fun. And they said, hey, if we do this Save Expo, will you be in our booth? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. And I didn't think that they were going. And then, like, how all big companies are, it seems like, they're last minute about things. They're like, hey, we're doing the expo. Are you still down? Yeah, I'm still down. So, yeah, the 4Runner will be in Nitto's booth there, which will be pretty cool. It's a cartridge filter, so no longer a filament and old school can style. Gotcha, sweet. So that is the oil filter question. John says, hey, John, love the new 4Runner. I have a question for you. I'm thinking about trading in my 21 Tundra for a Land Cruiser. What are your thoughts? Which one drives better? I would say the Land Cruiser drives better, just because it's more modern, honestly. The Tundra, for me, like, of all the vehicles that I have, it's right now kind of my least favorite to drive, honestly. Like, even over the 5th Gen 4Runner, the Tundra is just kind of my least favorite to drive. I don't know. It, like, the V8, yeah, cool. It's nice. It's a solid truck for sure. But it really shows its age, especially compared to, like, all the new vehicles, obviously. But that being said, you're going from a nice, good sounding V8 to like kind of a little rattly engine, a 4-cylinder. But the Land Cruiser does get up and go. I feel like it has more oomph in its step than the Tundra does. That is for sure. Hopefully the Supercharger, guys, will be going on the Tundra in March. When I was up at Yota Mafia last, Breland was saying that hopefully March Magnuson gets the Superchargers here. The reason it's taking so long is because Magnuson went from their old Supercharger to their new Supercharger. So they're canceling essentially, from my understanding, I don't think they're offering 2 anymore. I feel like they're just offering the 1 based on what Yota Mafia told me. I may be completely wrong. But all orders that were for the old one have been changed to the new one. So that kind of like backlogged us a little bit, if that makes sense. Hopefully that's the case. Thanks, Daniel. Appreciate it. KGD says, is it right that you cannot get a TRD without the bolder colored seats? And what would you cover them with? I'm ordering a red Tundra. I believe you could get, if this is an SR5, you could get black Softex seats, which I got. I'm not sure about the limited, but if you got a TRD one, you could get the black seats. But if it's cloth, then I would look at Catskins. Catskins has some super nice high quality stuff if you are able to get it on that. It is a little bit more expensive, but it is definitely premium. Ryan says, Roger that. We need alignment specs and all that stuff. Boom. I will get you all that when we are able to do all that stuff. That will be good for that. Aviation True says, I don't have much time, but I'll join back ASAP. Hey, I appreciate everyone just coming out, hanging out, you know, enjoying our time. People know that I get delayed in the comments and everything anyways. Usually we get about 10 minutes behind, which we already are. But again, if you guys want to jump straight up to the top, you can donate. You don't have to. YouTube is totally free. You guys don't have to do that at all. But just know that I do get behind in the comments when we're chatting in these live streams. Ready for more 6th gen content, comparisons, interior measurements. Glad you're better. Can't wait to bring you guys the content. I have a kind of quick one, just comparing it, kind of like first impressions to the TRD Off-Road Tacoma that I have. So that video will be dropping. I already recorded that one for you guys. So that one will be there. And then the 5th gen 4Runner, it is in our other house. It's in the garage right now because I have 6 cars in my driveway, and I didn't need a 7th car right now in my driveway because I have a press vehicle of a Camry. I just got this trailer right here that we're going to be building up, so it's in the garage too. And I'm just like overwhelmed with how much cars and just crap is out there right now, and it's just frustrating me. So the 4Runner is sitting in the other house in the garage and stuff too, and we have a guest checking in tomorrow, and they'll be there till I think Sunday, my wife said. So the 4Runner is pretty much out of the picture right now until that one, the 5th gen 4Runner is. But we will have some more 6th gen content and stuff coming. It really sucks. It was like absolutely horrible time to get sick when I got like a brand new vehicle and the hype was all around it. You guys crushed the views in those videos and stuff, and we're getting new viewers and stuff on the channel, which is awesome. But yeah, what a horrible time to like show a new vehicle and then just be absolutely wrecked. And like I was watching, you know, TV and hydrating and like relaxing and stuff and trying to nap and just sleep it off and trying to eat as much food as I could without my stomach being like, no, I don't want this crap. But like I couldn't focus on comments. I tried to reply back to comments. I tried to like make some short form content and stuff, but my head was just throbbing so hard, like a massive migraine the whole time. I was commenting to someone, I can't even remember what platform. And then I was like, this just doesn't make sense. What the hell am I doing? So I just basically left my phone for like the whole week, which did suck. Chris says, just put a deposit down on a GX550 Overtrail Plus in December and just found out that the vessel has reached the port. Dude, heck yeah, Chris, that is awesome. That is the next vehicle I want. Like the GX is so nice. That's such a good choice, man. That is so cool. Daniel says, what sort of highway MPG are you getting with the Tundra? What tire size? Dude, I can't crack like more than 16 with that Tundra. Maybe like 15 is what I'm truly getting with it. but they're 285 70 R18, so very close to a 35-inch tire. Wing says, hope you get better soon. Did you get a chance to measure the vehicle with side to side with the mirrors yet? No, I did not yet. I did not yet. I was going to do this Tacoma real fast, but the fenders are like 3 inches out. But I would say that the mirrors stick out at least probably 4 inches on each side, 4 to 5 inches more on each side. Charles, how's it going, man? Did you sell the 5th gen? I did not. It's just at our other house right now in the garage. Nice and warm and not in the cold because it just got cold again here in Florida. Like Florida teased us with some 60, 70, almost 80-degree weather. Like high 60s in the mornings, which was beautiful. And then it gets up into the 70s, almost 80s. And now it's going to be like 40s again. It's so miserable. I don't like the winter here at all. Especially like, you know, I know you guys up north, if there's anyone from up north watching, I know you guys just got hit with a massive just storm, which sucks for sure. But, you know, and you're like, oh, John, 40s? That's like flip-flops weather. Bro, I get it. If it was 10 degrees and all of a sudden it's 40, yeah, that is flip-flops weather because I'm used to it. But we just had about a week to 2 weeks almost of like just 70s, perfect weather, and then now it's dropping back into the 40s again. So it gets freaking cold for sure. Kyle, how's it going, man? Hello. Back to being cold. Yeah, exactly. I just was talking about that. Yep, it's freaking cold, man. I don't like it at all. Corey says, hey, John, how often would you change the oil in your 4Runners? Every 3K, 5K, or 10K? So this new one, just to appease people, I may do 1K and send the oil off just because I've never done 1K service before. So I may just do that with the new one, but everything after that, I just do 10,000 miles. I've done 10,000 miles on all my vehicles unless the timing comes first to change the oil. But I've done 10K in my 5th gen 4Runner, our RAV4s that we've had, the Tundras, everything. Everything I've done 10K in, the Tacoma, everything I've done 10K in. When is the 3rd gen Tundra arriving? So I haven't officially put in an order for one yet. If I wanted to buy one, I would probably get rid of this Tacoma first. So bare minimum, I would say 4 months because I want to have this Tacoma at least for like 6 to 8 months or so. So bare minimum would be 4 to 5 months, but I'm kind of waiting to see what the TRD Pro color is for 2026. Because if it's like a blue or just something different, then I know, John, you have so many freaking blue vehicles. Whatever. I like blues. But I think that a good blue on the Tundra would look rad. We have a reservoir blue Camry in our driveway right now. And a reservoir blue, like that dark kind of purplish blue, would look really good on the Tundra platform and stuff. So I'm kind of waiting to see what the 26 model is, because if I like the color a lot more than Mudbath, which Mudbath is a great color, then I may just do a 26 model plus 2. That would be even better for resale value, just in case the new refresh Tundra comes out for 27. But I may just wait to see what the color is. If I don't like it, then I'll pick up a straggler model of a 25. And if I do like it, then I'll try to get one of the first TRD Pros for 26. Cripple Creek, how's it going, man? Thank you so much for the support. Ronan says, hey, John, is it worth extra money for the hybrid? It is not on the Tundra, in my opinion, but if you can swing it for the Tacoma and the 4Runner, I feel like the hybrid is the way to go. It's very punchy. It drives very good. It's way more apparent that it is a hybrid when it's on the Tacoma and 4Runner versus the Tundra. Tundra, I don't really think it's worth it. Then again, I haven't owned a hybrid Tundra to really justify that. But with owning a non-hybrid Tacoma and now owning a hybrid Tacoma and just being really used to this platform now, I think that the hybrids are the way to go. If money is not a factor, I definitely think it's the way to go. What do you love about your 6th gen 4Runner so far? Samuel, how's it going, man? What is up? Edgar, how's it going? NM, up in here too. We are about 10 minutes behind on the comments right now, so everyone, I truly appreciate your guys' support. I will get through everyone. What am I loving about the 6th gen 4Runner so far? Honestly, how smooth of a drive it is. It is very soft suspension. The seats are very comfortable, and knock on wood, it is a very like solid vehicle. There's no creaks or rattles or anything like that. Whereas, you know, the Tacomas, even this one right here, there's like a ticking noise that's in the rear doors for some reason. Even the Land Cruiser has little ticking noises almost everywhere. But the 4Runner, so far, 1,000 miles in almost, is a very solid built vehicle. And that's VIN number 530 something. So for it being very early in production, I really hope that this vehicle is just an absolute unit, and Toyota just has to work on the front end a little bit to make it look better, because I don't like the front end at all. It is still not growing on me. Edgar says, hey John, one should be able to put wheels and tires from the TRD Pro onto a TRD Off-Road Premium, right? If you're talking about 6th gen and 4th gens and stuff, yes, you should, because the hub bore and everything is the same. The lug pattern is all the same. You should definitely be able to. I'll try to bring the Tacoma to the outing. That would be cool. That'd be cool. So for everyone just joining in, I will be at the Save show in Florida on the 28th through, I think, the 2nd of March, 1st or 2nd of March. I will be camping there, which will be cool. We're hopefully going to get all the items in time to build out this trailer, tow it down there, and the 4Runner will be in Nitto's booth, which will be super rad. So hopefully all that stuff gets all good. Is Cali Ray's going to build a behind the grill for off-road driving light? For the 4Runner, I assume you're talking about, Charles. I would hope that they do, but there's not a whole lot of grill space, so I'm very interested to see what they're going to do with it. On the Tacoma, they had a lot of grill space to really work with. But yeah, we'll see. Tupac or Biggie? I know more Tupac songs probably than Biggie songs, so I'd probably go with Tupac, California, and all that stuff. Eduardo also says, and why do you think that the off-road premium 4Runner didn't get a hood scoop? That's kind of weird, right? I think it's probably because of the Tacoma, but that would have been a cool thing to kind of swap. Whereas the Tacoma TRD Sport doesn't get it maybe, and it gets just all color match stuff. And then the TRD Off-Road got the hood scoop, because for the last few generations, the TRD Pro and the Off-Road got the hood scoops. Whereas in this new generation, for some reason, the TRD Off-Road doesn't get it, but the Sport does. Whereas even on the 5th gen 4Runner too, I think that the Sport got a hood scoop, but it also had the body kit of a Limited. So yeah, I don't know. I think that it would have looked cool. The cool thing is though, is that the hood is universal for Tacomas and also 4Runners. So if you find someone that wants to do a hood swap with you with the same color, you could get a Tacoma hood, or you could also get a 4Runner hood as well. So it increases your odds of finding a hood scoop for your 4Runner. My TRD Pro has a brand new transmission, torque converter, and a hybrid system. Yep, I was one that everyone talks about. All good now, but had a bad taste in my mouth. For sure. Like, and I still see comments all the time on my social media is like, oh, is it your transmission gonna blow up? Like, bro, that's 6 months ago. Unfortunately, there are still transmissions out there that are kind of lingering with some potential issues and stuff. And Toyota's just dialing it in. You know, at least they were able to fix it right away for you. Hopefully they made you a priority, right? But it's not an excuse at all. Like, Toyota doesn't pay me, so like I could say whatever I want about these vehicles, even though people say, oh, John, you're gonna miss your paycheck. Bro, I don't care. Like, YouTube's like a hobby for me. I don't care. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, but like the transmission issues, the only thing that I've seen is just like that whole, I guess, debris issue again. And Toyota did a whole TSB for it, and it was like a good amount of trucks too. So they haven't issued a recall or anything like that for the transmissions. The only recall out there right now for the Tacomas is that brake line thing. And I believe there's a stop sale on it too because of that recall, I think. But yeah, I was sick when all that stuff happened. Everyone already made all their videos and stuff. So like, I wasn't gonna be like, hey guys, there's a Tacoma recall. Like, I wasn't going to do that. So everyone made their videos and stuff on it, which was pretty cool. So, but yeah, hopefully that transmission is better. And obviously the truck will drive a lot better too. 25 TRD Sport Premium secured, comes in Saturday or Monday. Bro, what color did you get, Nelson? Oh, geez, you said it right there. Heritage Blue. Heck yes. That's going to look so good, all color match. There is a guy on our forum, if you guys want to go over there, 6gen4runner.com. It's starting to grow, guys. We have over like 1,600 followers and stuff over there. People are commenting. It's a good community that's over there. It's not just like a corporate forum that's owned by a bigger media company that is only doing it for the money. It's actual enthusiasts and stuff. So that is the one that I'm going to be focusing on, is our 4Runner one for sure, and also Tacoma. But yeah, someone just posted in Hawaii that they got a Heritage Blue TRD Off-Road, or I'm sorry, TRD Sport, and it all blue looks so good. It looks so freaking good. John, what have you heard about a 26 FJ Cruiser? From what I've heard, I think it's only overseas. It's a miss, honestly, on Toyota's part for not bringing that thing here. But at least as of right now, it's only overseas. NM, have a great night, man. I appreciate it. Kevin says, we need a Hilux. I would love to have a Hilux here. The closest I'm going to get to a Hilux is when I have property in Costa Rica, and I will have a Hilux down there. That'd be sweet. Yeah, I didn't get the hood scoop on my 4-gen Tacoma. Thought that was odd as well. Yeah, but the thing is, the TRD off-roads of the 3rd-gen Tacoma, at least, they didn't have the hood scoops. It was only like the 4Runner TRD off-roads that had it, whereas the sports on the Tacoma had the hood scoops. So yeah, it's crazy. Phoenix Odyssey up in here, negative 21 degrees up north tonight. Oh man, that's crazy. Greg says, let's see that trailer behind you. Hopefully Greg is still in here. So this is the space trailer. I'm doing collaborations with them. Super cool company. It looks a little awkward right now just because it's lifted up so high and I don't have the jacks down. But it's pretty nice and deep. Got the jack or the ball mount and everything in there, the rails. And then there's the roof of it over here that will secure itself on top. So the premise of this trailer, and I'm 5'11", and this is like right here almost at my shoulders, which is kind of crazy. So the premise of the trailer is that it could be a cargo trailer, like if you want it to be a cargo trailer, or you could put that roof on it, put the rails on it, and we're gonna put a tent and all that stuff on it. So it's like a hybrid of, hey, if you want to take all this stuff off, you can take it all off, and then you guys can see the kind of bumpers right here. This trailer can just stand up vertical and not take up that much space, whatever, in your in your garage. So it's really cool, and the tongue can come off of it as well, and then you could just kind of store it in your garage. The only crappy thing with me trying to do that is, like, if I build it out to be an overland trailer, I would have to put the rooftop tent somewhere and all that stuff as well. So we will see. But yes, it is a very, very cool trailer, and I'm super excited to build it out and do all that stuff. It's going to be rad. Ronan says, hey, John, is it worth the extra? Oh, yep, already answered that. It is worth the extra money for sure if you can swing it for the hybrid. Kyle says, wife wants to get into a 5th gen. And we both agree Lunar Rock is a color for us. Hard to find, though. The nice thing is that Toyota kind of kept that color for a while. So you could do 2021, 22, 23, and I think still on 24, it was there for the 4Runner. So you got 4 years, really, of vehicles. But I believe it was only on TRD models. So you're going to have to find it on TRD off-roads and sports, I believe. They may have put it onto limiteds. I can't remember. But either that or underground. I would look at both of those colors for the 4Runner. Both of them look really good. How do you like the Camry as the press vehicle? In all honesty, Noah, I've only driven it a couple times because I've been sick for like the first 4 days that I had it. So hopefully I get to drive it a little bit more tomorrow. When I get cars like that, they don't really do the best on YouTube as like a actual long form video. So I'll probably just do some short form content and stuff for it on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook and YouTube Shorts. But aside from that, it's been really cool. For $40-something thousand, because it's an XSE, I think the Camry sweet spot is like right at their lower trim levels and stuff. But I mean, it's cool. I'm not a car person, like sedan car person, but I do enjoy sports cars, but I'm not really a sedan car person. But it is pretty sweet though. Julio says, John, the TFL guys also bought a TRD off-road. Tommy was saying that his only complaint is that it was jittery around bumps and stuff. How does yours feel? Think that the Sport Pro will be smoother? I'm not really sure what he means by bumps and stuff. Ours is smooth going over bumps. Like we have 2 speed bumps in our neighborhood, and it feels really solid going over those. So I'm not sure if it's the after effect that he feels is jittery. The only thing that I'm keeping an eye on right now before I like really talk to you guys about it is when I let off the gas a little bit, there's kind of like a woo-woo like feeling. Like I'm not sure if it's the transmission figuring itself out right now, or maybe the transmission's bad. I have no idea. But there's just this kind of like, not jittering, just like kind of like movement a little bit when you let off the gas sometimes. So hopefully the car is kind of figuring itself out with that. What's good with the Voodoo Blue Tundra? The Tundra is doing good. Quick update on that, just in case you're just now joining. I know this was 13 minutes ago, but the Supercharger is still on order. Apparently Magnuson swapped all their old Supercharger orders to new Supercharger orders is what I was told, and they're building up the inventory for that. So hopefully we have it by March and it's installed in the Tundra. And then I sent off an email to Power Brakes. So hopefully we're going to get some nice solid brakes in that truck as well. Just see how all that kind of jives together. I have a new stereo system coming for it, a couple other interior mods. And then eventually I want to send that truck out west. I want to send the Tundra out west to do stuff out in the desert. And then eventually have Westcott Designs build it into a luxury pre-runner. Yes, I have paid the ticket. It was $150, and you had to pay freaking $15 to pay it online, which was crazy. Or they said you could mail it in to us. They did not provide an address on the ticket, and I didn't feel like searching for it. Or I could show up at the courthouse, and I'm not going to drive back to Louisiana to do that. So whatever, man. I almost hired someone to fight it just to show up at court, but I would rather just be done with it. It was my fault, so it's all good. But yes, I did pay for it. What are your thoughts on 2019 ORP 4Runner with 140,000 miles? Carfax looks good. That's a lot of miles. Which on that engine, that's not a lot, but I feel like 140, depending on what someone's asking for it, depends, Taylor, on how much I guess it is. But if that thing isn't under $30,000, I feel like you could find another 4Runner for like 35 that is a little bit better. So I just saw a 2023 4Runner with 80,000 miles on it for 36, a TRD off-road. I'm not sure if it was an off-road premium, but I just saw one of those on Facebook. So I would look to see what other used 4Runners are kind of around that same price or miles, and also with like 60,000 miles less. Like see what the big difference is on price, because unless it's under like 30 grand, I think that that's a lot of miles. If you could have just one, would it be your Land Cruiser or the 4Runner? If we're talking new, I think I would pick the 4Runner. One, because it's new and fresh, and it just seems like it's a bit more solid. It seems like it's built a little bit more solid than our Land Cruiser does. I've seen other people complaining on my Land Cruiser video that I talked about. They said that they had the same issues. I just read a comment earlier today where the guy said he has a first edition Heritage Blue, and has all the same creaks and rattles and freaking the brake noise and all that stuff that I have on mine. So that Land Cruiser is very early production number as well. This 4Runner is very early production number, but the 4Runner just so far seems so much more solid. Phoenix Odyssey says, I'm still trying to grab a 6th gen for a good deal. TRD off-road premiums are hard to get a hold of on my end, for sure. And they will be until they build up the inventory with them. So if you're not in a complete rush, I think that in 6 months, 7 months, there should be a good amount of inventory of 4Runners to where people can get them under MSRP. I definitely see that happening. Back in action after 3 weeks since my 24 Tacoma Pro has the new transmission. Heck yeah, Bobby. Heck yeah, heck yeah. Super glad. Are you the one that emailed me, Bobby? I can't remember the name on that email, but I know an individual with the TRD Pro emailed me and said that his truck is driving way better, that the transmission was pretty much doomed from the beginning. I will, Ryan. I'll text you, bro. Have a great night, man. I appreciate the support, dude, and you always coming in here and stuff. Yeah, that's awesome. No lunar rock on 24 4Runners. Ask me how I know. So it must not have been 24. It must have been up to maybe 2023. How's the build quality on the space trailer? This is the XL model, Wyatt. And honestly, it's really good. Like, I'm very impressed with it so far. Shipping messed it up a little bit. So I called Space Trailer and I said, hey, because this is like a sponsored thing. I said, I am not a sponsor. I am a customer. This just happened to my trailer. What are you guys going to do about it and stuff? And my contact there, he said, well, I got 2 options. I could send you a whole new trailer, or I could get you a paint pen and you could, you know, do stuff with the trailer and touch up the little spots and stuff. So I sent them all the photos. They're going to open a case with the shipping company and all that because it like shifted on the pallet that it was on. So I'm not sure if it got moved the wrong way or what. Like the truck that they put this thing in, honestly, it was the wrong truck for it. Like the gate that they had it on, the delivery driver had to like move it around like so many times just to get it on the gate properly to drop it off at my house. So there's a couple scratches on it here and there, like where the lock is on the tailgate, there's a scratch. On the fender well on the other side, there's a scratch. And Space Trailers was just going to send a whole nother one out for me. It would have delayed, though, content by probably 3 weeks or so. And I said, you know what? I'm going to use this trailer. It's going to get potentially scratched up accidentally. I just wanted them to be aware of their shipping process and the shipping company that they had, because I don't want you guys, if I'm reviewing this trailer and you guys are super stoked about it, that there may have been some errors on their end and also the shipping company's end too, that they potentially maybe use for everyone. So I don't want you guys to invest in a trailer and then it get a little bit scratched coming to your house. So even though it's, you know, a sponsored thing for this trailer, I'm still going to be super open and transparent about everything. But the build quality is freaking stellar. Like the way it looks and everything, and it's all built in America. It's a galvanized trailer too, so it shouldn't really rust. There is some surface rust on like the axle and everything, but I'm just going to spray that with anti-rust stuff that I already have. But yeah, the build quality and everything so far looks super awesome, and I'm very, very stoked about it for sure. John, looking for a platinum, want the red on with black wheels. Will the blue interior look okay? I honestly think that the red looks great on the platinum. The interior, if you want, you know, you could turn off the ambient lights and everything on the inside, and it's just like a darker black interior with the blue kind of striping. So I think that it would look good. The exterior of a supersonic red, though, for a platinum looks so good. And we just got a donation. Thank you so much for the Olive Garden CEO. Get me some breadsticks. Thank you so much, man, for the $5. Jumping straight up to the top because we are about 10 minutes behind on the chat. Thank you so much. Says, I've saved a slot on a 25 4Runner TRD Pro for later this year. I'm 6'5". Wondering if it's roomy enough for me. LOL. Thoughts if I should wait. If you want to, honestly, just go to your dealership, sit in a Tacoma, because I'm sure there's a ton of Tacomas on the lot, because there is in a lot of dealerships right now. Just sit in a Tacoma, and that will give you a very good vibe. And if you can, try to sit in like a limited or something with a moonroof, just because that moonroof is going to be dropped down just a little bit compared to like models without a moonroof. But since they're pretty much the same exact interior, you will be able to get a good idea of how much space you have in the 4Runner. The nice thing is that the back seats of the 4Runner recline, so if you have a passenger behind you, there should be a good amount of space for them compared to the Tacoma. But yeah, I would go to a dealership, try to sit in a Tacoma if you can, and just kind of get a vibe of it. That is exactly how the 4Runner is. But Olive Garden CEO, thank you so much for the $5, dude. I truly, truly freaking appreciate it, man. That is awesome. But yeah, just head to your dealership, go ahead and sit up in it and stuff, and it should be good. Yeah, at least it wasn't a speeding ticket. And honestly, I think because it was like just a signage citation, I really hope it doesn't hit my my insurance. I don't think it is. The Voodoo Blue is beautiful. Yeah, so when we get that truck all done up, I'm going to PPF it in like a matte PPF. So the Voodoo Blue will be muted a little bit, but then it will have the PPF on it, which I think will look really, really cool. So yeah, we'll see. Do you know the stock boost? Blue Waffle, what do you mean by that? At least it's not a speeding ticket. Did Blue Waffle correct themselves? I'm not sure. Can't ship anything these days. No, you really can't. Maybe you get a convertible. Oh, for Olive Garden. Yeah, of course, man. Of course. Yeah, that's funny. Maybe get a convertible. 6'5". So we had a Toyota representative that was, I think Connor was 6'8", either 6'6" to 6'8", I believe he was. And he was able to sit in the new Tacomas relatively without a problem. It was in the pre-runner one, but yeah, he was able to sit in it way better than his third-gen Tacoma that he had. But he actually has one on order right now too. So if he's, I believe, 6'5", 6'6", he should be able to fit in it. So yeah, I would just, sit in at your dealership and stuff and see how it is. Are the Tacoma accessories, will they fit the 4Runner? Most should. I know that the tow hooks and stuff from Sixth Element do. They just told me that. I'm going to be putting this intake into the 4Runner to see how that one is. Some interior bits, like a center console organizer, the steering wheel stuff, door handles, screen protectors, all of that stuff should probably fit the 4Runner as well. There may be some minor differences and stuff here and there, but a good amount of stuff like B-pillar forward should fit. The bumper area may be obviously a little bit different. Rock sliders, all that stuff, that won't fit because it's a kind of different frame bolts and throughout it. Eddie says, how do the LED lights compare with the 5th gen? The LED lights are way better. I never had a 5th gen 4Runner that had built-in LED lights, but the new LED lights on these new vehicles is really good. I do have upgraded headlights now with the Morimotos on my 4Runner, and they are absolutely incredible. But these new lights on these new vehicles, I mean, the only reason you would swap out these lights for like Alpha X or Morimoto or Anzo or whoever else is making lights like in the future is simply for design, because a lot of these aftermarket companies, they don't meet the performance that the OEMs do out of the lights. And if they are brighter, they're not as distributed as good as the OEM. Morimoto came really freaking close with the 4Runner. Like the headlights that I have on my new 4Runner from Morimoto, they're like really, really good. Ryan says, John, looking at the Platinum. Oh, I already answered that one. Hopefully you're still in here, Ryan, when I did that. I think it would look good. The Supersonic Red looks just so good. At $58,000, why not get a Red Pro for $65,000? They don't have red TRD Pros. That would be a dope color, though, if Toyota came out with that. But yeah, it just depends, right? I mean, with interest rates how they are right now at about, 8 to 9%, depends on your bank and stuff. I'm going to refinance my 4Runner. I got a good deal on the 4Runner, but I'm going to refinance at my credit union and hopefully drop it like 2 or 3% because it's at almost 8. It's at 8.7 or something like that. And I can't fault Toyota because like it's their bank and stuff, right? I got pretty much approved, and it may be hard to get approved again based on how many cars I have. And I pretty much bought a car every third month or something like that. And somehow my credit is still really good, but like they may see all those car inquiries and stuff and those hits. And maybe that's why I got hit with a higher interest rate and whatnot. But anyways, the difference when you're talking right there, you know, of about $7,000 and then you add more taxes. So let's say like $9,000 almost, right? When interest rates are super high, that's like another $20 a month almost. So to some people, like the difference of going from like a mid 50s vehicle to a mid $60,000 vehicle, you know, that could be close to $200 more a month. And then also with a more expensive vehicle, it's a little bit more expensive insurance. So it could be upwards of like $225, $250 a month. So for some people on a monthly basis, you know, even though to me, like it makes sense. Yeah. Like the Pros wasn't out yet. The Trailhunters weren't out yet. That's why I didn't get one. If both of them were out, if all the 4Runners just came out at the same time, I probably would have gotten a Trailhunter. Not going to lie. I probably would have gotten a Trailhunter just because I think that the Trailhunter 4Runner is just so sick. I like it way better than the Tacoma one. It's just so good. So that is the one I most likely would have bought. But yeah, I mean, and those are like 67 to 68. So they are pretty expensive for sure. But yeah, you know, $200 a month, like that's quite a bit sometimes for a good amount of people. Like that's a big difference. Thank you, buddy. Get the Supercharger on, let her rip. I have a Voodoo Blue SR5. Such a great color, the Banks, dude. It's so cool. Yeah, I want to enjoy it. Let the Supercharger eat. And then eventually, like when we build it out with Westcott designs and stuff, you know, long travel, either 2.5 or 3.0 suspension and stuff on it, fully built interior as well, potential roll cage in it. It's going to be a luxury pre-runner. You know, there's going to be different seats in it, probably 37-inch tires on it, full fiberglass and everything. But it's not just going to be like, ugh, that looks bad, like white fenders and this and that. Like it looks like a horrible truck. It's going to be done so freaking good. Westcott Design says that it would be probably close to like a $40,000 build. So I trust them with it. I've seen older trucks that they did in the past. It looks so good. So like that is what I'm gonna try to do with that Tundra, because I don't like driving it. I don't like driving it on the road for long road trips anymore. I just think that it would be better off just hauling butt out in the desert. 24 TRD Pro, 20,000 miles at $65,000 at my local dealership. That is crazy. Is that a Tacoma or what is that, Oregon Mountain Life? Hopefully you are still in here. We are a bit behind in the comments, guys, so I will blaze through them real fast. Lucas says, traded in my 21 4Runner with 80,000 miles almost on it, and the dealer sold it in 2 days for 39. So yeah, so that is like what I'm talking about with that other 4Runner being for sale as well. The 2019 with 140,000 miles on it, right? Like again, depending on budget and stuff, I think that if you're gonna buy a new 4Runner or an older 4Runner, try to get 2020 and up. And the only reason for that is because of like the keyless entry, the Apple CarPlay, all that stuff is all integrated into the vehicles. That's like the sweet spot. My Tundra out there, it was a 2019. I regret not getting a 2020 and newer because that is when all that other stuff was integrated into the Tundra platform. But I just wanted to have a Voodoo Blue TRD Pro. That's what I've wanted forever with that truck. I almost got a Voodoo Blue Platinum, which would have been the smarter choice. But I wanted an authentic TRD Pro, and that's just what I wanted. Is the 4Runner making brake noise when you put it in reverse? It has twice. But it hasn't as much as the Land Cruiser. The Land Cruiser is very convenient or consistent with it. Bree, my wife, she was in the 4Runner and she backed it out and it did it. And I think she either texted me or called me. She's like, this freaking vehicle is doing it too. But I've only heard it like twice, and we've backed it in and out of this driveway several times, but I've only heard it twice. That guy says, TRDJON, is the back seat smaller in the 6th gen versus the 5th gen? I'm waiting on my off-road premium and underground. I think that they're close to the same. The 5th gen may have just a smidge more because the seats are closer, like the driving position is worse in the 5th gen than it is on the 6th gen. Like for the 6th gen, you have way more room as a driver, which then means that the back seat is sacrificed just a little bit. But they did lengthen the wheelbase on the new 4Runner and also the overall length of the 4Runner. So they were able to kind of stretch it a little bit. So my 4Runner is in the garage of our other house. So when I get it out of there, Sunday, Monday-ish time frame, I mean, I am cranking on getting this trailer built up, hopefully, and other pending projects as well that I need to get done because I was sick for a week. But that video is on my to-do list for sure. And I really do hope to get that out by next week for you guys because I know that that is a video that everyone has been wanting. Jorel says, do you still to go for a Pro instead of a Trailhunter? Trailhunter might be more rare than the Pro. For the Tacoma, I prefer the Pro, just regardless, just the looks of it and everything. We will see with the Trailhunter if it's more rare than the Tacoma or how it holds its value in the future. But that was one of my arguments is I have yet to see, I am actually seeing a couple now for the Tacoma, like under MSRP, but it is because dealers throw a bunch of crap onto these vehicles and make them very expensive. But there have been a lot more Trailhunters that I've seen for under MSRP than the Tacomas. But that being said, I really do like the 4Runner Trailhunter. I don't know why, but I think that it looks really, really good compared to the Tacoma version of it. Kev says, and we are about 12 minutes behind now on the comments. Kev says, do you think that there will be an alloy TRD option for the 4Runner off-roads at some point? For sure. Like that's going to be one of those things where Toyota freshens up the wheel options and stuff, makes them better, some black options, bronze options, maybe some gunmetal stuff. That was definitely a thing that they did. What the heck did I just do? That was definitely a thing that they did for the 5th gen to kind of give it product longevity. Where's my comments? Oh, it's at 25,000. While an SR5 Premium is at 31 with 80,000 miles. I love the off-road Premium, but not sure if it's worth that extra with all those miles. Man, that's quite a difference. It really depends on how much you're going to off-road it, but 25 grand though, that's not that bad. Honestly, that's a pretty decent price. If you could get them down maybe a little bit more, that would be super sweet. And then the SR5 Premium, which is a very good vehicle, and if it's 4-wheel drive, it's super capable still off-road. Man, that's good, Taylor. That would be a hard decision. That's almost a coin flip right there. I would maybe research just a couple more options because, you know, TRD Off-Road Premium at 80,000 miles, you know, that would probably be 35-ish. So that's a $10,000 difference. But yeah, under 100,000 miles is nice. But 25 grand is also nice. Wyatt says, awesome to hear about the trailer build quality and their customer service. I challenge you to see if you can put it upright and then onto a couple of wooden furniture dollies to be able to move it. That would be sweet. I mean, the way that they boxed this trailer up and everything, I have the video of us like lowering it down, which I assume would be kind of the same way to do it on our own. So maybe with the tent too, like just on it. Well, it's going to be tall with the tent. Like there will be no difference width-wise than with the tent on it if it's just on its butt. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to make a ton of content with this trailer over the next 6 months to a year. The contract that I signed with them, I can't sell it, I think, for 2 years. But I'm still going to use it. Like I'm going to use this trailer for both utility stuff and everything right now. Yeah, the Camry is super roomy. The brand new Camry, we have one in our driveway as a vehicle right now for a press loan, and it's got some space. It's a pretty big car. I need to be able to move a space trailer through a gate to hide it from my HOA. Yeah, I mean, it's decently wide depending on which one you get, and I think all their specs are online for how they are. But yeah, I mean, you could stand it upright, shimmy it on through and everything. I think that it would be good. Hide it from the HOA and stuff, and then cover it up. I'm going to do a heritage grill on the 4Runner, hopefully with Rave Off-Road. I've been talking with them about getting some stuff for the Tacoma and also the new 4Runner. So the goal at the end of having this 6th gen 4Runner is to make it look almost identical to my 5th gen. So low pro bumper, roof rack, sliders, ladder in the back. The wheels that I got for it, I was going to get TRD Pro wheels for it, and I still may. But the wheels that I got for it, they look like TRD Pro wheels. So it's going to be a more modern version of my current 4Runner. My 5th gen 4Runner stock LEDs. Yeah, so I think they started that in 2020 with the stock LEDs, and they're really bright. Have you ever thought about early 2000s Lexus GX build? I have not. I'm not really the biggest fan of the 470. I like the 460, ironically, but for some reason I was never really a fan of the 470. It looks great, but I would rather have a 4th gen 4Runner for some reason and build it up. So I do like how much room the Lexus has in it. But if I was to do a Lexus, an older Lexus, I want like an SC300. I think that would be cool to do like a sleeper build on it with the 2J engine that it has and stuff, and just make it look like an old man's car, but it's making like 800 horsepower. I think that would be pretty cool. Those are really the only older Lexuses I like, or the old ISFs. Obviously an LFA would be like the dream car one day, but that is a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Does the Lexus Surf LX mean anything? Saw it inside enclosed at a dealership. I think it's just like some sort of concept vehicle that Lexus just did. I know they've done like culinary vehicles before where they made one with like a whole kitchen setup and everything in the back. But I think that's mainly what that was for. Matt says that I bought a 24 off-road Tacoma. Has anyone else had a rattle in the tailgate when they close the front doors? Sounds like a license plate frame, but it isn't. I haven't heard that on mine. Do you have an automatic tailgate or no? There may be something, check in the little storage cubbies and stuff too. Maybe there's like a rock or something like that in the storage cubbies. Thanks, Baseball Geek. I appreciate it. Yeah, had massive headaches for like 3 days, fever, stomach. I was on the toilet like every 10 to freaking 30 minutes. Like I couldn't trust a fart. It was ridiculous. It was it was so crazy. I don't get sick often. I think the last time I was sick was 3 or 4 years ago. This time I got over it a bit quicker than the last one. I didn't feel as miserable, but I just couldn't focus and do anything. So all I wanted to do was just close my eyes and like sleep. Blue Waffle says, also, would you pick up a basic SR5 4Runner or a Tacoma TRD Off-Road? I think they are about the same price. I would do a Tacoma TRD Off-Road over a SR5 4Runner. Knowing that I could get a different 4Runner potentially. But if I had to pick just one, to have, the 4Runner is like so utilitarian. It really is. Man, that is kind of hard. I just enjoy having a truck though, just for my stuff. Are you going to be supercharging your 5th gen also? I would like to supercharge my 5th gen. It just depends. That it's not like the highest priority right now. I would really like to. Blue STI, how's it going, man? Welcome to the chat. It says, did you sell your Tacoma TRD Off-Road? I did. So I have not received the money for it. The sell is pending, but we should have that thing sold on Thursday, I hope, if the bank pays off my note. We're just waiting. The dude test drove it like last week. Or no, 2 weeks ago, he test drove it, and everything was a go. And I went out, got the 4Runner. Actually, I think it's been a week. It's almost been 2 weeks. It'll be 2 weeks on Friday. So he wants it. He likes it. Selling it as is, which is super rad. But yeah, it'll be going. Ryan says, John, I appreciate everything you do for us Toyota enthusiasts. Love everything you do on this platform and website. Thank you, Ryan, so much, man. I truly appreciate it. I just try to hang out with everyone, you know, talk some good, talk some bad, whatever needs to be said and stuff, and then just help grow the community. So I appreciate that, man. Josh, thank you so much for being a member, man, on the channel. I truly appreciate the support. Says, happy Tuesday, man. I hope you're over your sickness. I am sleeping still a little bit more than I would like, and I still like don't want to force like a fart at all. Like, I know I've said fart a lot on this live stream, it feels like, but like after you like have the stomach version, like my sickness was the stomach version of it. Like you don't want to like do that stuff anymore. So, but I truly appreciate the support, man. Eduardo says, what do you think that I will get for my 2020 Tacoma TRD Pro with 30,000 miles? If it's an automatic, probably, I don't know what the current market is, honestly, on the new Tacomas. Because I know that those things, brand new, were like 53-ish. For those, I think that they were 53, or were they in the 40s? Actually, I don't even remember what the third-gen Tacoma TRD Pros were at. But a 2020, yeah, because the last year was 2023. It may be hovering around the 40K-ish mark, I would say. Baseball Geese says, I'm not wanting to kill sales, but is the best recommendation to wait a few years for the 4Runner, wait for normal upgrades? Honestly, I don't really think it matters. I know that there's a big portion of individuals that want to wait out like all the little potential nuances and stuff, which I get. But I would say, wait to get a deal. I would definitely do that. If you want to wait, you don't need to wait a few years. You could wait till, like, let's say this September, November, right? When the 2026s come out, and get a good deal on a 2025. Like if you're all right with that, because dealerships will be trying to give them away because they got new inventory and stuff coming in. So that's honestly what I would do. If I was just a normal average consumer, I would take in all the information during the year, see what people like about it, what they dislike, maybe go test drive a couple at your local dealership, wait for a good deal to come, and then strike on it. So that's what I would do, because these vehicles are all so expensive now. Like, you want to try to get it under MSRP. That way, when the values go down even more, you're still somewhat afloat and not like completely under. Like that was where so many people went wrong, is when car prices were just like through the roof. They're like, oh, all these car prices, they're just going to hang out for a while. And now that's why you see all these rage people on the internet now that the car market has finally gone back to what it should be, of depreciating assets. And like, people are freaking out because they bought 3 or 4 cars during COVID. They sold their old ass car and they made $5,000 on it somehow. And now they're like, oh, I bought a car and I lost $10,000. Well, yeah, bro, that's what cars do. Like, so if you can get it for under MSRP and do a good job and negotiate with dealerships and stuff, and do all that stuff, then it's really not that big of a deal, honestly. Like, I don't lose money because of what I sell the cars for, the parts that I have in the cars, the parts that I sell off the cars, and also the YouTube content. So like, for me, I've never lost a dime on a vehicle, tax write-offs and all that stuff. I've made money on every single vehicle. On paper, it'll show that this Tacoma that I'm selling, I'm losing $2,000 maybe when it's all said and done. But all the content that I've made on it, sponsorship bits and everything on it, all the new viewers that come to watch videos, maybe it's not the Tacoma videos that made money, but all those new viewers and subscribers that I got, maybe they're watching other content too, right? So it's like, really, you can't measure it. But when you add all that stuff together and whatnot, like, that's why I do all these cars as a business. Like, it's just my wife and I. We don't need 5 freaking cars. Like, and again, it's starting to kind of like stress me out a little bit, to where I want to make content on everything, but I'm only one person. But like, we don't need all these cars. The only reason I do it is for YouTube and for the content and everything. This truck, I think, is a mistake. Like, I probably shouldn't have gotten this truck, and I've been like really thinking that in my head. Like, it'll be sick when it's built up and everything, and like, we're really enjoying it. But I should have kept held off on a TRD Pro Tacoma until like I moved back out west for like some stuff. But it's cool to have, and I can't wait to compare it to other things. But I think I just did that impulsively or whatever. B says, what's your thoughts on the 25 4Runner Pro? I like the 4Runner Pro. I like that it doesn't have the ISO dynamic seats and everything like that. I truly do think that it's super rad. Dude, Scott, brother, thank you so freaking much. And I know you're also over there on Facebook as well. Just so you guys over on Facebook know, if you sent stars or anything like that, I unfortunately can't see it. I can only see stuff on YouTube. So I appreciate support over there. But Scott, brother, thank you so, so much for $20. I appreciate that. And Baseball Geek for the 99-cent donation and super sticker as well. Thank you guys so much. But Scott, that is way too much. I truly, truly appreciate the support. Again, I do this YouTube as a hobby to talk with you guys. Money is obviously the byproduct of doing something that you love, right? Like that's the best thing to do, is doing something that you love and enjoy, and everything else is just a byproduct of it. You know, people you meet, negotiations that you do with other people and stuff because you were able to be put in certain situations with things, and then awesome stuff like this from Scott. Like, that's super cool on a Tuesday night. Thank you so, so much, man. I truly, truly freaking appreciate it. And I am feeling better, especially after that. Feeling real good. Thank you so much. And Baseball Geek too, with that $1 donation. I see this one right here from 820 says, oh, no, you already said that one. Did you do another one? Said, thanks for the honest content. Yep, I try to do that, you know. And Scott also says, your content helps us all. You're very welcome. I appreciate it. You know, like I do honest content. There may be some stuff that I wait to talk about, right? Don't want to talk about it right away and like jump the gun and then have to make a follow-up video and be like, oh, I was wrong about that, which I would still say if I was wrong about something. But like, you have to be honest, especially with how the internet and everything is right now and stuff. Like, you have to be honest. Like, if I was lying about things, and like, let's say the space trailer, right? For example, so far, first impressions, they've been really good. But if this thing is like an absolute dumpster fire, but I say that this thing is absolutely awesome just because if you use my code, I get a commission, right? And then I ride off into the sunset after 10 sales, which wouldn't be that much money, but like, yeah, I sold 10. Heck yeah. Like, dude, those 10 people could go online and say, yo, John just did this for a money grab. It's horrible, blah, blah, blah. And then like, it could ruin you. So like, I don't understand these people that go in and lie to their audiences and stuff to try to make a quick buck and all that. And then like, just think that their audience will be there afterwards. Like, it doesn't make sense to me at all. There's some losers on the internet, that is for sure. But you gotta be honest, man. You gotta be honest with a lot of stuff. And like, not getting into politics tonight, unless you guys want to, but like, there's a lot of dishonest people in politics right now that are like truly getting exposed. And like, you could just tell that when you're watching these videos on them trying to explain stuff. Like, they're mumbling and they're stuttering and they have no idea what they're going to say because they have to lie all the time. Like, dude, if you have to lie all the time, like, that is just such like a horrible feeling, you know? It's just, so you got to be honest, man. That would suck to have an HOA. Yeah, so I have an HOA here. It's more of like a laxed HOA, but, you know, if I left that trailer, honestly, because this trailer was sitting on a pallet, if I left it on the pallet for probably another day or two, I'm sure I would have had freaking old Karen or something like that, like knocking on our door and be like, are you going to do anything with this trailer? It's like, girl, I was sick for like 5 days when this thing got delivered. So no, I'm not going to do anything with it right now, unless you want to lower it. But I can't move it right now. Like, I'm literally sick. I'm going to not feel good on my driveway. So yeah. Is the suspension different on Limited, Platinum versus TRD off-roads? Yes. Limited has a different suspension, and then Platinum has the adaptive variable suspension. I don't know if Limited does. Whereas the TRD off-roads have the Bilstein shocks with the piggyback reservoir as well. So all of the 4Runners pretty much have different suspension. Even the TRD Sport has different suspension on that. Trailhunter is different. TRD Pro is different. And all that stuff. Can I get Doge to audit my HOA? Yeah, no kidding. Oh, that was what you guys were talking about HOA for sure. Like, bro, where's all the money go? Like, let's fix up the streets. Let's do this. Let's do that. Come on. Any videos with the beast behind you coming out soon? Yes, We were putting different wheels and tires on this. I got Alpha X tail lights for the Tacoma as well. And then hopefully I can get a range pass and go off-roading and stuff with Yota Mafia up north to hopefully have some fun with the Tacoma TRD Pro. Because that's what I bought it for, and that's not what I'm doing with it right now. And like I said, I think I jumped the gun. And like I said, me being honest with you guys, I don't think I should have bought that. Hopefully my wife's not in here on listening to the live stream right now. But it's whatever. It was an impulse. I really wanted to do some stuff with it. But yeah. Taylor says, thanks, Sean. I always appreciate the help. I'll be back next stream. Heck yeah, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Taylor. Neil says, rattles in the tailgate is the cables rattling. It could be the cables within it. Maybe something for the locking mechanism just got messed up or something. Blue Waffle says that, which is a freaking hilarious name. Don't look that up, guys. Says someone was talking about the tailgate not being aligned as well coming from the Mexico plant. Yeah, like the Tacoma's fit and finish. The 4Runner is definitely better with it on stuff, especially like panel gaps and everything. Will you be getting a GX550 Overtrail in the next couple months? No, I won't be. Unless like some sponsorship deals and stuff go like really, really well. But I plan to potentially get the GX at the end of the year going into next year. Unless we do get the Tundra. I don't know. We'll see. I do really want a GX though. And I told my wife too, because she's doing real estate and everything. And she needs a vehicle that I don't like touch. So it would be nice for her to just have the GX. Maybe I could do like some little light mods to it, kind of like I did with the Land Cruiser, and that could just be her car. And then we just leave it at that. But if she starts really cooking on like her real estate stuff and everything, then I would love to get the GX sooner rather than later. Jarrett is watching from Canada right now. Get better soon. I am doing a lot better. So this is kind of like my live stream back. We didn't have one last month or last week because I was feeling a little bit under a good bit under the weather. But hope you're staying warm up there in Canada, man. ERBR says, have you reviewed the Grand Highlander at all? Wife wants one. I have, actually, and I have a video on my channel, too. It was back at the Chicago Auto Show comparing the Grand Highlander to the Sequoia, which is a pretty good video. I really like the Grand Highlander. I'm getting an actual Highlander next week, but I just don't get the Highlander now that the Grand Highlander is out there. I think that the Grand Highlander is just so much better of a vehicle, honestly. Jarrett says also, John, thoughts on a dark navy interior on the Platinum 4Runner model. I'm very upset that I was not able to get the Platinum video for you guys, but the navy interior does look very good. It's not as blue as all the photos and videos make it out to be. It's actually really good. So if you got it with a black exterior and the dark navy interior, and maybe you tinted the windows a good, not like a whole lot of bit, but like a good bit to kind of like not let a crap ton of sun come into that vehicle, I think that would be that'd be a good looking vehicle, honestly, man. That would look really, really good. And Blue Waffle, thanks so much for the $5 donation. All these super chats and everything, you guys are popping off on this live stream. I truly, truly appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for that, and all the comments and stuff that you guys have been talking about, and especially Blue Waffle in this chat. It says, John, don't rug pull us. I'm not going to be like the Hawk to a girl or and all that stuff and freaking create my website, right? We'll launch the TRDJON merch site with a crypto coin, and we're going to pump it up the whole time, and then y'all are going to buy it, and I ain't going to say anything and pull out. No, that's stupid, bro. But thank you so much for the $5 donation, man. I truly, truly appreciate it. We will be doing that merch store soon. And again, it's not to just get rich over here and do YouTube and bail out on you guys. Like, a lot of people weirdly have been asking for merchandise. And like, I do support creators sometimes if they have like good giveaways or something like that going on. But I'm not just like going out and just buying, just random merch all the time. Like, it has to be good quality stuff. And that's why it's taken me so long to want to do merch, is just because I don't want it to just feel like some cheap freaking drop shipped crap. Like, I'm going to have hands on all the product. ship it out of my own house most likely, and just do all that stuff for you guys. So we'll probably do patches, jet tags for keychains and stuff, some stickers and whatnot. And then we'll do like mini giveaways to just see how things go with the website. You know, I have a ton of product here at my house. I have lights, I have, you know, suspension bits, all this stuff that we could be able to do potentially with the website. I believe if it's under like a $600 value, you don't have to do this whole big sweepstakes company thing. So I think we could test the waters with certain product and stuff and see how that goes. And you know, you just automatically get entered if you bought a patch, you know, and you could win some free lights or something like that. So, and it's not like super expensive. So I think that that would be a cool thing to do to kind of prep everything for if we do a giveaway with this new 4Runner. That would be the way to go. I know I mentioned doing a giveaway with the last TRD off-road Tacoma, but just thinking about it and developing the website and doing all that stuff and trying to get merch and having my very first launch on the website be for a giveaway, that was just a recipe for a disaster. The more I looked into it, the more research I was doing. So I just told myself, hey, goal Q1, just get a merch store up and going, and then just see how the stuff organically kind of falls into place, and then just make that like the goal for the end of the year for that vehicle. Thoughts on the Honda Passport? I like it. I don't understand why people keep referring it to a 4Runner Fighter. It's a completely different vehicle. I mean, I saw Honda's video of it going over some articulation bits, and like the whole car moves with barely any travel, and that's what you get out of a crossover SUV, right? But it looks good. Still has a V6. It definitely looks aggressive. So they did a good job on the styling and stuff. Poon Poon says that late to the chat, are you selling the Tacoma in the background? I am not selling this Tacoma in the background yet. It was a lease, so if I'm just done making content on it, if it's not really relevant or anything like that anymore on the channel, then I'll just turn it back into the dealership. The black Tacoma would look good with some bronze wheels. It honestly would, man. It would look really good with some bronze wheels, but some machine ones, I know. Oh, John, machine, you put machine on everything. I know. It's going to pop. So I was just waiting for a couple extra parts to come in to throw these wheels that I've been sitting on onto the Tacoma. When do you think the GX markups will go away? It's crazy right now. They just need to start filling dealerships with them. I have no idea why it's so long of a like rollout for the GX, man. Hopefully they go away soon. Toad says, do you think the 5th gen 4Runner will stop dropping in prices when the 6th gen gets on the lots? 100%, it will. It'll maintain for a bit, but you know, I say after the first year, the prices will start going down on them, especially too if the 4Runners don't really have many issues. I hope. Then I think that the prices will go down. Joseph also says, John, any idea why Toyota refuses to add all-wheel drive other than the 4Runner and the Platinum? I think just for off-road purposes, you know, with the crawl control, the rear lockers, all that stuff on the other models, and it's just cheaper, honestly, too, hopefully to keep the prices down and stuff. So that's honestly probably why they didn't offer them in other models. But like on the 5th gen, it was only, I believe, available on the Limited, and then maybe the TRD Sport if you got the full-time 4-wheel drive one, I think. So it's nice now that they just offer it on 2 models, which is pretty cool. That black Tacoma, yep, I already read that one. Getting a rough country Vertex lift on my 23 Tundra tomorrow. What are your thoughts? I've heard decent things about that. Like a lot of people talk shit on rough country, but I've heard good things on it and also some bad things and stuff. So yeah, just let us know. You know, I mean, if you're already getting it installed on the Tundra tomorrow, then it already seems to be a done deal. So just let us know your thoughts and how it is. Joe says, Bully Dog tuner, should I get one? I haven't heard that in a long time. I didn't know that Bully Dog was still doing stuff. I would look at reviews. I'm not even any familiar with it for any products of Toyota, honestly. When's the next video dropping? Tomorrow. We have another video drop in tomorrow for you guys. Probably on this Tacoma, hopefully. I have a lot to do tomorrow, and it's supposed to rain a little bit. But I was doing a lot of admin work today because I was done being sick. It is so nice to like be caught up on my emails. I went all the way back into January to make sure that I was caught up with every single email for every single sponsor, every single everything that I had. And that is like such a refreshing just off of your shoulders. Like all this stuff, like even this garage right now, oh my God, like stuff everywhere. And it's like subconsciously with me, right? It's just subconsciously messing with me. And like, you don't want to do it just because there's just, it's overwhelming because there's so much stuff that just built up. But like, if you just sit down and you just do it, it's so much better. It's so much better. And like, that's why I didn't get as far today with stuff for the Tacoma that I'm selling, right? There's still a couple little things I have to do for it. I didn't get as far with that because I was just like, no, I'm just going to do this admin work, get a couple other things done, do all my core tasks about everything else that I need to do. And then I had the live stream. So, but next video will be dropping tomorrow. And it's either going to be on this TRD Pro or it's going to be the TRD Off-Road versus the TRD Off-Road 4Runner, the Tacoma versus the 4Runner. How would you compare the interior space of the 5th gen 4Runner to the 6th gen? I need to get my 5th gen out of storage, bro, because there's a lot of comparison stuff clearly that you guys want to see. And my 5th gen is just, it's sitting in the in our other house's garage right now just because I just needed space. I needed space. Like even our gym over here, like I love my wife and like I try to work out as much as possible, but like I need a third car garage. Like it's just eating up space being a gym, and like tons of other stuff could go over there, and it's just it would make me feel so much better. Jared says, yeah, once you that just feel it. So like putting stuff off in the moment feels good. Like that, like, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow. Like that feels good, right? That's why people get fat. That's why people get poor. That's why people get just so messed up because they just, I'll do it later. And they never do it later. But like that quick instant gratification of like, I'll just do it later. It feels good, bro. It feels good. But getting the actual stuff done, it feels so much better. It feels so much better just getting the actual stuff done. Because now it's not like constantly on my head saying like, nope, do it later. Nope, do it later. It's like, no, it's done. Don't gotta worry about it. So I think that is my biggest problem right now. Is just like there's so much to do, and I burnt like. That's my wife with the dishes. Blue Waffle, bro, you're about to get hit tonight, dude. That's freaking. In all honesty, bro, I've been doing the dishes like the last couple nights. Like I don't want to go to sleep like with the dishes like just there. You know, my wife, she's had her office just torn up for a couple days because she's been painting her desk, sanding this and sanding that and stuff. And I don't know how two people can go through so many dishes sometimes, but we do. And like I just don't want them to be in the sink at night when I go to bed. Like so I just do them. But yeah, that's freaking hilarious, bro. But yeah, man, just got to do it. Just get the stuff done. We talk about it all the time. I am nowhere near perfect at all for any of this stuff. I procrastinate way too much. I could be so much further along if I just got all the stuff done when I should have got it done. But it's, hey, at least we're doing it, right? Tim says, how would you compare the interior? Oh, yep, I just need to get the 4Runner, and that's going to be a banger video for you guys because everyone wants to see it. Abe, thank you so much, says, what do you think about moving from a 23 hybrid TRD Tundra to a full-spec Land Cruiser? Is the quality of the ride better? Is the Land Cruiser more sporty? I don't think that the Land Cruiser is going to be more sporty. For some reason, I feel like Toyota kind of neutered that car. And I've said this in other videos, like the Land Cruiser with that iForce Max powertrain compared to this Tacoma here, this Tacoma compared to our Land Cruiser, it's a rocket ship. I don't know why. I don't know what type of tuning Toyota did on the Land Cruiser to make it feel more refined, I guess. I don't know. But the Tacoma and the 4Runner for the hybrids, they're so much faster. They're so much faster. Now, I'm going to go based on my Tundra experience compared to our Land Cruiser. I feel like the Land Cruiser is better built than our Tundra was, the last two Tundras I've had. Both of them had wind noise. The Tundra had creaks and rattles and stuff. This Land Cruiser kind of has creaks and rattles. If I turn up the radio, I legitimately can't hear them. The Land Cruiser looks way better. It looks way better than, not that the Tundra looks bad, but the Land Cruiser just has a look to it, you know? Excuse me. And I like the Land Cruiser. The seats are way more comfortable as well. So I guess it really, and the gas mileage is better. So I guess that it really honestly just depends if you're okay giving up a truck, right? If you're okay giving up a truck, I think that the Land Cruiser is actually decently sized too, with the taller roof line. Like it feels a little bit bigger than the Tundra because the Tundra has like that sloped roof line. The Land Cruiser is, it's pretty good, man. I would prefer the 4Runner that I just got over the Land Cruiser, just because I feel like it's actually built a lot better. We'll see once we start driving it more, get past 1,000 miles and stuff with it, right? But yeah, I think too that the Land Cruiser may hold its value a little bit more over time than that Tundra ultimately would too. So yeah, I mean, I don't see that being a bad decision to where if, like, let's say 2 years from now, you're kind of like, the Tundra refreshes here. Let's trade in this Land Cruiser to get back into the Tundra, right? You could experience a Land Cruiser for a little bit, and hopefully the value doesn't go down too much. Hopefully the Land Cruisers kind of hold their good value like they should. It's completely unknown. You know, it's a 250 series. It's technically a Prado, right? The last Land Cruisers that we had here in the United States, they really did hold their values and stuff. They were more niche. These new Land Cruisers, they've already made more 250 series Land Cruisers, I think, than they have the last 4 years, I want to say, or 5 years of the 200 series in the United States. So, I mean, there's definitely going to be more of them out there to bring the value down. But you could, you know, roll that Tundra into a Land Cruiser, and then just, you know, kind of see how that is. And if you don't like it and you want to get back into a Tundra, hopefully the new one is out there. But Abe, thank you so much for the $5 donation. You guys have been on it for the freaking donations during this live stream. I don't expect that. I just come in here to chat with you all, but that is how you jump straight up to the top, and I truly appreciate it. And again, for everyone over on Facebook, I can't see if you guys are giving stars. If you are, I will get back with you tomorrow. But thank you guys so much for the support over on Facebook, because I do see comments and the thumbs up coming in on Facebook. But unfortunately, I can't see here. And then Alan says over on Facebook, LC or 4Runner, debating with the two interior cabin-wise. So the Land Cruiser, if you get higher up in the grades, like the premium model and stuff, the quality of materials is a lot better than the 4Runner. However, if you're also going to get higher up in the grades of the 4Runner, like Platinum, I would recommend probably a Platinum 4Runner, honestly, over a Land Cruiser with the premium package. One, you're going to save about $5-6 grand. And two, I feel like it drives a little bit better. Even though I didn't drive the Platinum, I did drive hybrid 4Runners, and I just enjoyed the way that it drove. So I would probably pick the 4Runner over the Land Cruiser for that. I like the layout of the interior of the 4Runner a bit better than the Land Cruiser. However, that being said, since I have a Tacoma, it's a carbon copy. It's literally a carbon copy of the Tacoma for the 4Runner, which I personally don't like. I do like that the Land Cruiser is its own unique interior. So that is a plus over there. If you're a taller individual, the Land Cruiser will also be better because it's a higher roof line. But overall interior, I probably would pick a 4Runner just for the more Americanized interior of it. It's quieter on the inside than the Land Cruiser is, that's for dang sure. The Land Cruiser is just loud with wind noise and no acoustic glass or laminate glass. So I would gun to my head, I would probably pick, if it was between the higher up trims, I would probably pick up the Land Cruiser. How about that Trail Sport Elite? That looks pretty sick. Like Honda did a good job on that new Passport. Again, I don't see it competing with the 4Runner. You know, like a lot of people says that it's a 4Runner fighter, but I just don't see it, man. Like it's a crossover, you know. John, what do you think about the interior center screen and vent layout of the Land Cruiser or GX center area? Seems cleaner. So the GX is definitely cleaner. The screen is integrated a bit better. The volume knob especially. But the vents on the GX are a little annoying, like with how low they are, and you have to kind of like move them up and stuff. So the GX is a little annoying in that regard. But both of them, like I was talking about with the 4Runner, Jared, like they're just they fill up fast. Like there's no room for, and it's us Americans, we have too much crap. But like a couple waters and like a phone, and there's no space. Like there's no space for anything. Whereas the 4Runner, you could put a couple water bottles, you could put a couple phones in there, plug some stuff in. You have that overside hanging stuff. So I mean, of the interiors, the GX is probably my favorite, but it's not perfect in any regard. So okay, and Tacoma off-road or Crown Signia asking for a friend. Tacoma off-road, but honestly though, the Crown Signia is a very cool looking car. I do like the looks of the Crown Signia, and the interior is actually pretty nice too. With that Crown Signia. Would love a comparison video of the 25 4Runner Limited Hybrid versus Land Cruiser. Well, I will try to do that if I am able to get my hands on both of them. I may just have to go to some dealerships in the future too, right? Once we have those vehicles readily available, just go to the dealerships, work with some dealerships in the future, whether it's here, Arizona, Tampa, whatever, wherever we end up, and just pull those two vehicles aside and do a side-by-side video. That would be cool. Like to have Toyota Jeff's job, like I get on Jeff all the time. I'm not sure if you guys watch Toyota Jeff's channel, but like I get on him all the time. Like, bro, where are all your videos? You have a dealership. You have cars everywhere. You should be putting out tons of content. So that would be cool to have access to all those vehicles to do that stuff. How long has your wife been in real estate? I've been 7 years strong now. So she's been full-time agent. We've been doing real estate for probably 6-7 years, like with rental properties and management type of stuff, and her doing property management, like being in the real estate bubble, probably actually closer to 10 years now. Holy shit. And she has been an agent for 2. And she just got her MLO, her lender's officer license thing. She just got that like 2 months ago. So she's going to be a lender as well. So yeah, I would say we've been in the real estate bubble for about 10 years. No worries, Alan. I got you. So we're at about an hour and 30 minutes. So if you guys want to throw in some last minute questions, we'll probably wrap it up here pretty soon. We were over 130 people like this whole time, which is absolutely incredible. The donations were great. The conversations were great. I tried to stay as close as possible, and we got off of the train a little bit there. I think at one point I was 15 minutes behind, but I try to answer everyone's questions. And if I missed your question and if you're still in here, don't think I hate you. I must have accidentally missed it. So if you have any other questions, guys, just go ahead and throw them up into the comment section. Turin says that thinking about trading in my 20 Tacoma Pro with 62,000 miles on it for a 25 Tundra SR5, getting trade-in of 39 for the Taco. That ain't bad, bro. That's almost like you drove it for free, no? Because what was MSRP on a 2022 Tacoma Pro? Probably like 40, 45? Like, that's not that bad. That's not that bad. That's sweet. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a bigger truck. That is for sure. It's going to have a ton of power. Like my SR5 Tundra, I really enjoyed it. And hopefully, you know, it's a good vehicle for you. That's one of the reasons why I want to get another Tundra, just because I want to see if Toyota like did any better with it. But if you're getting almost 40 trade-in for the Tacoma and a Tundra SR5s, they're trading around like low 50s into the high 40s, depending on like options and stuff. And I've seen some SR5s for like 55 grand too, like just if they're fully decked out. But you can get Tundra still for 5 to 10 grand under MSRP, and also with good incentives as well. Sometimes, you know, sucks to get rid of a TRD Pro, but when money talks, man, like the best deals make sense, right? Kind of a play on word, but like the best deals always make sense. Dario says, does your TRD off-road premium have folding mirrors? It does not. I was hoping I read the spec wrong, while that it has everything, but if so, I need those for my specific garage. Yeah, it does not, at least not that I recall seeing on the door cards. Even that Tacoma TRD Pro behind me does not. The Land Cruiser does, though, have folding mirrors. Dorito also says that Toyota Jeff is the best. Dude's a crackhead, man. He is so funny. And you should see him at events, too. The guy just has... I wish I had his energy. Like, I sometimes just get so tired, you know? And, or just... Not tired, but just over... Like, there's just so much. And, like, Jeff's content is a lot of volume. You know, he does a lot of volume content of like, hey, look at this car. What do you guys think? You know, like that's Jeff. He's quirky and stuff, and that's how his stuff is. At a certain point, I'm just like, I've recorded 5 things. Like, I'm good, you know? Jared says, incredible. That's awesome, man. Congrats to her. Yeah, she's doing good. And like, it's those waves of real estate, like, you know, right? Like she was getting, not like upset, but like it was the low of real estate, you know, it was the low of real estate. And I was like, bro, like either move on to something else if you want, focus on our Airbnbs or do whatever you got to do, or like buckle down, let's go. And she did the latter. And now she got like 3 under contract, I think. And with 2 closings or 3 closings in the last couple weeks. And then she's about to get 3 more listings as well. So yeah, it's like, that's just the ups and downs of real estate, you know. Kyle, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Talk to you later. I will be up at Yota Mafia in a couple days, maybe either this week or next week with the 4Runner. So I'm not sure what your work schedule is like. I know we keep missing each other and stuff. Matthew says, are you still running premium fuel in the Land Cruiser? I am. I'm just keeping premium in it. It ran even worse on regular gas, and the gas mileage actually went down a lot. Compared to running it not on premium. Does your wife ever get mad at you for having so many Toyotas? She only gets mad at me when she doesn't have a car to drive. So right now she has plenty. She does want to have her own like vehicle though, that I like really don't touch. And the Land Cruiser is essentially that. Like, yeah, I'll put different wheels on it and stuff, and she likes driving it. So it's not like there's no like, if I had just all insane builds, it would kind of be like, where's my car? You know? But like, that's why I really like doing OEM plus builds with it, so that you know, she always has kind of like a car to drive. Any videos on Tacoma camper setups? Do you like them, etc.? I'm eyeing a 4Runner, Tacoma and Land Cruiser. Love the Taco, but something about that extra interior cargo space seems enticing with the truck bed. So later, Matthew, thank you so much, man. Dorito, have a great night. And we are wrapping up, guys. So I do like the GFC that I have on my Tacoma. And when I give you guys the It's Sold video, I will be talking about the GFC a little bit more in that video as well. It's been great. I really enjoy it. I enjoyed having a Tacoma with a camper shell on it just because it was so convenient to throw stuff in the back of it. When I'm a single dude with that Tacoma, right? Even though I'm married and stuff, like Bree was never with me always in that truck. The dogs weren't always with me in that truck. Everything I did with that truck, it was just me, like solo, you know? So throwing stuff into the bed of the truck was rad. All my clothes I just kind of kept in the back seat, so it didn't really bother me. For me, it was perfect, and that's why I like a TRD Pro, because it's like a me vehicle. It's only for like one person really. it's perfect, you know. And we will be doing a kind of like a camper shell-ish setup on this just to show you guys a different option. You know, we have the GFC, which is more of a permanent kind of expensive option. I've showed you guys flated stuff in the past. This one isn't going to be a hard shell one. It's going to be kind of like a soft shell. So I'm super excited to show you guys that option. But I enjoy it. I think that it's the way to go for a truck if it makes sense, you know. Jared also says, awesome. I'm telling you, when you buckle down, it's worth it. I've got 3 new listings hitting this month. Heck yeah, and 3 closings for March and April. Bro, let the money ride. Let's go, dude. That is freaking awesome. Yeah, it's snowballs, and that's what you got to do. And, you know, have a nice dinner, reward yourself, but don't spend all the money because we do have the ups and downs. I just hope that rates come down, and that's why she's also doing the lending stuff, because if there's a crap ton of refis that happen, hopefully she can make a killing on some refinances and stuff. That would be rad. How are you liking the 6th Gen 4Runner over the 5th Gen? The 5th Gen will always be an OG to me. It's solid. It's a tank. But I really like the 6th Gen. I like driving it. It's the vehicle that we have right now. I always tell you guys, like, which keys do you grab, John? Right now, it's that 4Runner. It's the 6th Gen 4Runner. It's not because it's new, you know. It's essentially like what the Tacoma is, but it's everything that I love about the Tacoma and Land Cruiser put into one, which I like. Jared says that my 18 Highlander, it's an oldie, had the pop-up rear window, and my 4.5-year-old golden doodle Finn loves it. So hoping he'll love that rear sliding glass. Dude, the dogs are going to love the rear sliding glass for sure. I mean, they truly enjoy it. It's the best thing. What kind of mods are you planning on doing with the 6th Gen 4Runner, and if and when would that video come out? So the mods are on the way. I am partnering with multiple companies with that vehicle, right? So the first company to get their parts on it is going to be Prinsu. So I'm getting their ladder, their roof rack, rock sliders, skid plates, lift kit, all of that stuff. So the goal with this vehicle is to just showcase multiple different options for people that are buying a 4Runner. Should I do this roof rack? Should I do these rock sliders? What's the pros? What's the cons? Whatever. So that video and that content should hopefully come out next week if I get the parts in time. The main focus is to get the parts on the vehicle. I will record everything. I just don't know if I'll be able to edit everything fast enough for when I go down to the Save Expo in Florida. And then last question from Steven says, 22 Tundra Capstone seems to have a more of a brittle ride, even in comfort mode, than I had expected. Ohio roads are certainly less than perfect, and but you are aware of others who have expected a smoother ride. So the reason, unfortunately, and you said comfort mode, makes me believe that you have the adaptive suspension with the or the airbag suspension in that truck. Unfortunately, the airbag suspension in the new Tundras rides like crap. It rides like crap. It bounces too much. It feels bad. It's like the truck is always doing this. It's not good, bro. And I've said this in my driving videos of Tundras unfortunately. So that is a con of that suspension. If you don't have weight in the bed of the truck, if it's not towing a trailer or anything like that, that is unfortunately what it feels like for those trucks. It's too bouncy. It's almost like the airbags, if they don't really have a load or anything in it, they're like moving and they're like banging against the truck. That's how they feel, unfortunately. I know Westcott Designs, I believe they have a deletion kit for those bags. If you don't use them at all, you might be able to take them out and do that stuff. I believe they have a airbag delete kit. But yeah, that's the only thing that I could think of as to why it's like that. Buka, you guys have a great night. Ray, Poon as well. Rolo says, would you get an updated Toyota Stout if they released it? 100%. I'd be the first one in line. I think Toyota is missing a huge market by not having some sort of car truck that gets good gas mileage. So Guys, I appreciate you all coming out. Strange World, he's saying, guys, John is tired. He needs to go to bed. Need to get some sleep. Joseph, everyone, Charles, guys, thank you so much for coming out tonight. I appreciate you all watching. You guys have a great rest of your week, and I will catch you next week, hopefully, for another live stream. All right, guys, have a great night.